So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna dive right into it. As y'all can see from the topic, the title, DL men are dangerous. So a lot of people may say, oh, that's homophobic, blah blah blah, saying DL men are not out. They are not out the closet. They are hiding in the closet. Some of them, they're in the closet with the door wide open. So how is that homophobic? Means that you're scared of gay people. I don't have an issue with gay people. I have an issue with DL men. Reason why I have an issue with DL men is because they don't give people a choice. They manipulate, lie, cheat, and put people in situations that they don't want to be a part of, unwanted situations, and they don't give a damn. They put people's lives in danger. And a lot of people may say, oh, well, if you're with a DL man, if you're with a man, you should always wear a condom anyway. You should always protect yourself. If you married to somebody, you're not going to be using a damn condom with their ass. And if that's the case, then your ass probably need to get a divorce. If you feel like you need to use a condom, you probably shouldn't even get married. So you just don't know. Like, at that point, you just don't know who is who. But yeah, you're right. In this day and age, you probably should be having protected sex with every single person who you come in contact with, or just abstain, like me. That's what I do. I abstain from sex 100% because the way these people moving out here, So this topic has been going around a lot lately. So much lately. I don't know, it could just be my timeline. I don't know. Y'all tell me if y'all been like hearing a lot more about DL men lately. Or is it just how I set up my my algorithm? I don't know. But this topic is like really close to me because I too have been a victim of a DL man. And every chance I get, I talk to people about it. I keep my foot on his neck. I keep my foot on I don't stop talking about it. I heal out loud. I talk about it every chance I get. Ain't nobody gonna silence me. Nobody. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna talk about my experience and I'm gonna talk about what happened to me. So that is big for me. Healing out loud, talking about it. So I was married to a DL man for 10 years. 10 years. I was married to him for 7 years. I was with him for 10 years. I had no idea that the man was DL. Although there were signs there, I just kept putting. So there were certain things that I looked over. Now that I realize that, now that I'm out of it, I realize there was a lot of little things that he would say that I looked over. Things like him calling trans people women. Like, he would call a trans man, a man dressed up as a woman. And I had to correct him. Even my daughter corrected him before. And I didn't even know it until later that she told me I had to correct him too. He was calling that a man that was dressed up like a woman. Like that, no. So that was crazy right there. Because what they do a lot of times, this is one thing that I noticed that they do. Whenever they get with a trans person, they call that trans person a woman because it makes them feel like they're not sleeping with a man. They're sleeping with a woman. And so they'll call the trans person a woman to say, oh, I'm not gay. I don't sleep with men. I sleep with women only. But you sleep with a man with a dick. You sleep with men. Yeah, you gay, bisexual, whatever you want to call it. But that's how they do it. Another thing is, he was always so obsessed about when people call him Bobby Valentino. Like, he loved when people say he looked like Bobby Valentino. Like, he would just be like so ecstatic about that. And I'm like, why are you so hype about somebody saying you look like Bobby Valentino? Like, that shit is so damn weird because everybody know Bobby Valentino sleep with trans people. And I'm like, don't you know that? And he would always brush it off or ignore it or change the subject. Like, he was really good at changing the subject, like big time. very good at changing the subject. And so I'm like, oh, why would you want somebody to say you look like Bobby Valentino? That is just like weird. But now I know why he liked it so much, because him and Bobby Valentino had the same type of shit going on. Like he liked they both like trans people. So that's why. And I noticed that a lot of trans people are coming out like in support of DL men, which I don't understand. I do understand it, because you know who broke it down? DL Whisper broke it down. Trans people like that little sneakiness of getting with men who they call straight, or like a man who primarily dates women on the outside for the world to see, but sneaks around with men, trans people, behind the scenes. So that little sneakiness, that stuff, they like that type of thing. Like they like men who are with women. So again, they like to get with men who primarily date women, real actual women, because they feel like those men are straight. And so that's why those men are so dangerous to them as well, which is why, you know, I didn't understand why they would want to defend DL men, because DL men are the ones who off trans people. They're the ones who pew 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 or unalive trans people. So I just couldn't understand at first, why would they want to defend these type of men if they're the, like, I couldn't get it. But they don't give a damn about that part. Basically, they just want the sexual sneakiness and the shit that they get out of it. They don't give a damn about that part. So now I get it. DL men are narcissistic because they don't give a damn who they sleep with. That's a narcissistic trait. They don't give a damn who they hurt. Number one thing. That means that they don't have empathy, and that's a number one narcissistic trait. They are heavily narcissistic. So they don't care who they hurt in the past, as long as they get what they want out of it. So I guess trans people think that it's just hurting women for the most part, but it's really affecting them too. It's affecting everybody. It's affecting people's families, kids. A lot of these DL men are married to women with children, families. And they're pretending, and then they sneak off with these men. And then that's how a lot of STDs, STIs are spread in the community, especially to black women, because black women stick beside black men so heavily. We rarely date outside our race. So black women are affected the most by DL men. That's why a lot of black women are having the higher STI rates, because we stick with black men. And there's like 10 black women or 10 women, they don't all have to be black, to one black man, and he's with everybody. Or 10 men and women, a mixture of both, to one black man. Like, he's with everybody. He don't give a damn. He just throwing it every which way. That's why black women have high rates of STIs, because of that. Because of these DL men, they are dangerous. And a lot of these men that defend DL men, they DL too. Because why the hell you even worried about that? Like, if a man is DL, that should piss you off too. Because he putting you at risk too by you getting with a woman that he could possibly have been with. Like, why are you not mad? Why are you defending a DL man? DL men don't give a damn about nobody. Men who go to prison, that's another thing. Men who go to prison, and they love to go to prison, it's a reason why they like to go back. Who want to keep going back to prison? Men that are in prison, they are having sex in there. If you talk to some of the guards that actually work at prisons, they will tell you these men are always having sex with each other. And then you go visit them. Like, I've heard guards say this all the time, like, they'll have where the men was just sitting there having sex, and then their girlfriend or their wife come visit them later that day, and they act like ain't nothing happened, going back in the cell to have sex with the same man that they've been having sex. Like, stay away from these men, ladies. These men are dangerous. These DL men are dangerous. They get out, they give women STIs and diseases that they cannot get rid of. I know people. So if you don't know what a DL man is, let me break it down for you. A DL or down low man is a term originating in African American vernacular English for a man who identifies as heterosexual or straight, yet secretly engages in sexual relationships with other men. These men often maintain public, normal lives, including wives or girlfriends, and typically avoid gay culture, often due to social or internalized homophobia. So they're homophobic, apparently. So Google even has key aspects of DL men. Key aspects of DL men: secretive behavior, identity. Well, let me just go into that. Secretive behavior, the primary characteristic is secrecy. They love secrecy. They love it. Secrecy. They love it. With a man keeping their same-sex encounters separate from their heterosexual public personas. Always keeping it secret. Identity. They generally do not identify as gay or bisexual, viewing their behavior as purely sexual rather than a lifestyle. They don't want to be viewed. They don't want the title on them. Cultural context. While rooted in Black communities, the term is now used more widely to describe any man who is not out that is not out about his or bisexual activity. Any man who is not out about his or bisexual activity. Public perception and risk. Historically, the down low has been associated with infidelity, according to Howard University News Service and studies. This lack of disclosure can lead to higher risk of STI transmission, including HIV, amongst partners. Distinction from closeted. While a closeted gay man may not be sexually active, a DL man is explicitly characterized by being sexually active with men while appearing straight. That's what it is, DL men. That's why I got a problem with them, because they harm people every day. They are dangerous. Okay? So with my experience, the person that I was with, he was from a different city than me. That's why it's kind of difficult dating somebody who's not from the same city as you, because you don't really get to know their background. When you grow up in the same city as the person who you with, you know more about them, or you got access to more people that they know. When you are from a different city, it's like a lot of these men want to leave their city to start over, to start their new identity. And I really feel like that's what happened with me. Like, he was from New Orleans, and I really looked over a lot of it because we had such total different backgrounds from New Orleans to Houston. Like, he would be like really jigging to gay bounce music, like Big Frida. Like, when Big Frida came on, he would like really be jigging to it, and I thought it was weird at first, but I'm like, maybe this is just a New Orleans thing. Like, maybe the dudes from New Orleans just be jigging to gay artists' music all the time. I don't know, but I really looked past that. Like, when it came on, he was like really dancing with it. And whenever I told his sister, when I found out about him, I told his sister after I decided to file for divorce. His sister was like, oh, I thought he had changed when he moved to Houston. I thought he had changed. How the hell you gonna change that just because you moved to a different city? How you gonna change? You just changed that because you moved to a different city and you meet this one person, you just feel like he just changed. You know he ain't changed. You knew he wasn't shit. Okay, so that's the hard thing about like dating somebody from, because a lot of gay men, they move from city to, they don't stay in the same city, especially when people find out like who they are and what they be doing in the city. A lot of them will move from their city to a different city. I feel like one of the biggest things that I look past in our relationship was like some of his friendships. Like he had one friend that I always suspected that was like down low, because he never said he was gay, and I had known him ever since I had met him. So he was like really vocal in our relationship. He always called me sis, and like, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I never seen this guy with a woman. I was with him for 10 years. Not one time have I ever seen this guy with a woman. He would always be with a man. And so I remember asking my then husband, like, is he gay? Because I never seen him with a woman. He always with men. And he said, oh yeah, when we used to work together, people would say they think he gay. And I'm like, So I'm like, okay. But I'm like, okay, well, I just looked past it, and that same friend of his was his best man at our wedding. And I'm like, now when I look back, I'm like, I really ignored, like, I really gave him too much benefit of the doubt. Like, yeah, just because that's, you know, him, he like that, it can't be, you know, he can't be like that. That don't mean that he like that just because he got friends like that. You know, I'm just really just overlooking shit, like really giving people too much benefit of the doubt, and that's why I don't do that no more. When I peep shit, I'm out. Like I done that too much in my life. Like, just give people the bit, like, no, he ain't like that, no, she ain't like that, no, can't be, like, ignoring all the red flags that are there. Like, that's a big deal. Like, I'm suspecting that this man is down low or gay, and you telling me that y'all used to work together and other people had the same, you know, assumption, but y'all still real close, so close that he's the best man in our wedding. You know, because he had other friends that he could have made the best man. Why was this guy the best man? It's just little bitty things. I go back and I'm like, man, I should have checked that. I should have knew. So when I go online to ask Google, why are DL men a problem? This is what Google says. Black men who have sex with men, MSM, and women, but do not identify as gay or disclose their bisexual activities to main female partners, also known as men on the down low, have been cited as the main reason for the increase in HIV infections in Black women. They are dangerous to us. Very much so. So anybody who defends that type of behavior is part of the problem too. Because again, it affects so many of us. And as a Black woman myself, it pisses me off so bad. Like, it just burns my damn, it just pisses me off. So investigate, ladies. If you get a feeling, if you get something that comes in your head, a thought, investigate it. Look deeper. Don't brush it off. And I'm saying that because with my ex, I had the code to his phone, and I still did not believe it. Do you know he had a whole app, a secret app on his phone, to where he would communicate with these people through a separate app. Check every single app. I wish I would have did that sooner. Check every single app. If it looks strange, type it in Google, find out what that app is for. If you've never seen the app before, look. If he don't want you to touch his phone, that's another thing, if you don't have the code to his phone. But if you have the code to his phone, look at every single app. Go into the app store to find out which app he recently downloaded, or which app he was looking at, which app he deleted. Go into the deleted messages, phone calls, all of that. Don't put nothing past nobody, because you just never know. I actually thought that I was happy in my marriage. I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. This was a totally different person behind the scenes. You never know. Don't be so confident like it cannot happen to you, because it can. Trust me, it can happen to anybody. So pay attention to the signs, ladies. If something keeps coming up, if you have these inklings that keep coming in your mind, investigate them, pray about them. If you have like these questions, unanswered questions that keep getting avoided, you need to look deeper. You really need to look deeper. Don't keep giving nobody the benefit of the doubt. That's a dangerous game to play. Just looking over things. Oh, it's not that bad. Can't be this, can't be. You need to look into that. It's a reason why you feel like that. Until you've deeply investigated and ruled everything out, don't let it go. Protect yourself at all times, ladies. Don't waver on yourself, your health, your life, your livelihood, and your peace. I'll see y'all next time.